Hello and welcome to this January recap. If you're new here, my name is Madelyn Grace and I am a professional oil painter newly based in the greater Seattle area. So ironically enough, we went to a place that is supposed to have bomb ramen, and I say supposed to have because I got the Japanese curry. Okay, the Japanese curry was amazing and this year was also amazing. We've come to a point in my daughter's life where we have to have her busy because threenager is a real thing. We didn't have the so-called terrible twos that people were telling us about, but my goodness, this new season is really, really difficult. But what helps is her being active, her mind being stimulated. She is curious, as I would hope she would be, and she just loves to learn. Soccer and gym time has helped us immensely with making sure that she gets her active needs met. I probably should have finished this painting a long time ago, but considering the circumstances and the state of the world, I should give myself a lot more grace. I'm creating right now and I'm getting stuff done. And it's been really, really difficult to put my mind in the, flow state that it needs to be in order to make these works. Just being real for a second, it's been really difficult to see everything unfold around me. It feels like my world is kind of crumbling. Everybody's world is crumbling, to be quite honest. But it's going to take some creative people to inspire others to choose different pieces and make a different picture. So here's a little insider into why I chose to paint flowers. Before moving to Washington, making flower bouquets was a means for me to create in some way. I wasn't able to paint because we had house showings. We were selling our house or in the process of selling our house, and I didn't want to actively be working on something and then have to be constantly peeled away from my work, which I feel like would just kind of jeopardize my creative process. So I just settled for making flower bouquets. And then eventually when I started making flower bouquets here in Washington, that translated to a coping mechanism. It became a coping mechanism in part to not only adjust here by way of doing something that was familiar that I did back in Texas, but also because there is a lot happening in the world. And this was kind of a form of joy that I was able to create for myself. And so I thought I would highlight that in this painting. A lot of my work is repetitive, and sometimes I have a hard time figuring out what y'all want to see. I decided for this month's recap to share a bit more of the process, things that I cut out that I feel like are repetitive, but I think it's also important to see what it actually takes to make a painting and the repetitiveness that happens to make the painting because it's a part of the process. And so if there's anything that you don't see enough that you want to see, let me know in the comments. That would be extremely helpful. Okay, so I'm going to provide some context because I ain't never thought that I would be at an event like this. My daughter loves vehicles, okay? My husband, he's the event planner of the family, okay? He finds fun things that we can do as a family. And this was one of those things. My daughter had a ball. She freaking loved this so much. And it was so nice seeing the joy that she had. And you know what? I had a great time. Aside from me being anxious and clutching my pearls and hoping nobody got hurt at this event. Goodness. Keep walking. We're following Daddy.
They're not lost.
I often forget how much I don't like painting small because it involves smaller brushes. And sometimes it takes longer than it's probably supposed to because I just get wrapped up in all the little tiny details that may or may not matter. But I will say I do have an appreciation of conveniently picking up this small painting and making sure to paint the edges well. I think that's a nice touch. I'm really, really obsessed with craftsmanship and I want the painting to look very clean. So it's really helpful when you can just pick up the painting and make sure that everything looks clean. You'll also see me changing colors a lot. I do pre-mix my colors prior to painting, but sometimes I just need to quickly mix a different color, something I did not foresee or maybe I've overlooked in terms of color mixing. And I'm not mad at that, honestly. It makes the process a lot quicker instead of pausing all painting and deciding to mix more colors because it can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to get my palette ready and mix colors. For the record, it takes me 20 minutes to an hour to prep my palette before every single paint session. So it's a lot of work.
Greens, blue, and reds.
Oh, are you doing? Oh, you gotta go into the sun. You gotta go into the sun. What color is this, Mo?
Yellow.
Yellow. And what color is this?
Blue.
So, if we add them together, what color is that?
Green.
Green. Great job. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. I like this one. This was fun. What color is this, Momo?
And red.
Red.
Try it?
Yeah, baby. Oh, hold it up. Hold it up in the sun. Ooh, that's a beautiful color. That's like a fiery orange. She did. She did red and orange and we. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Can I
Good
do
job.
orange?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to hold it up? You gonna add? Okay, yeah. Add yellow. What do you get? Hold it up. Up, 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 up.
Ooh, that's really fiery.
Yeah.
My daughter has deemed my studio her playhouse. And how can I refute that? Because I literally play for work. She's usually hanging out, watching her shows, or creating artwork herself. And it really is just a lovely sight to behold. I really do enjoy her presence in the studio. And that she comments on my work and lets me know what she likes about it. I didn't realize how much a 3-year-old's critique of my work would melt my heart, but not just any 3-year-old, my daughter. So that should come as no surprise. Here's some more of the process that's absolutely so repetitive in this painting. A lot of what I'm painting is blurred, and so I do this technique which is basically used with a dry brush, and you just keep dabbing until the blur effect is to your liking. And it takes forever, but it is so worth the outcome. Typically, you can verify if I'm in a flow state by how many brushes I hold in my hand. Flow state definitely equals urgency because there are some things that you do in your flow state that are just so much more smoother and natural than if you weren't.